the Girsan Regard MC Gen 4. Let's check it out. The Beretta M9 served the U.S. military from 1985 until present day, being replaced by the SIG P320 or M17. But the Beretta itself is a very pointable, smooth shooting handgun. You know, there's a lot of people that really love Berettas, and I'm one of them. This is the Girsan Regard MC Gen 4. We've previously reviewed the Girsan, and they're just really high quality. In fact, the Turkish military carry the Girsan in this configuration. Maybe not in the Gen 4 series, but they've been carrying the Girsan Regard for a number of years. It is a NATO-approved firearm. They're very well made, and we're seeing a lot of firearms from Turkey that are really high quality for still a good price. Now, this is a feature-rich firearm, and we're going to take a good look at it. But I'll tell you, one of the big things for me is the smoothness of the Beretta design. I just love it. Now guys, I got this from European American Armory, who is the distributor for the Girsan. Guys, I have to say, I have been very impressed with the Girsan Regard MC. And the Gen 4 has a lot of upgrades from the original. Now, I've been a big fan of the 92 design since I watched Lethal Weapon for the first time. And, you know, it's just one of those things that's such a slick, open slide design. Just looks totally different than all the other guns that you have on the market. In fact, when we did the first review of the FDE version, I was really impressed. And I've been impressed with a lot of guns that have come out of Turkey. And being used by the Turkish military really says a lot for this firearm. Let's go ahead and make sure the gun is unloaded. We're going to drop the magazine, check the chamber, and it's empty. One of the things I want to show you first, though, is the decocker, since we have the hammer back. When you bring down the decocker, it decocks the pistol, but unlike your standard 92, it pops it back. And so now you're ready to fire. On your standard 92, it remains in the decock position, and you have to move it up. And this is also known as the G-type safety, which is incorporated in a lot of the new Beretta pistols. But to me, that is one of the things about the Beretta 92 that I've always had issue with. I just forget to bring that lever up. And with this, it's fixed. Also, we have an 18-round magazine. So you have 18 plus 1, and then you see this cutout, and obviously it matches the window right here. It's something that I've been seeing recently with some pistols with this little cutout. So you're able to watch your round count. And it's actually mirrored on the other side as well. So, you know, whether you're right or left-handed, you can keep up with how many rounds you have in the magazine. And it does come with two 18-round magazines. The window's done very well. It's very thick. It's the same width of the grip. And so it's going to last. I mean, it looks like some kind of plexiglass or some kind of synthetic material. And then we have the G10 scales, which are definitely very aggressive, and it makes the gun look fantastic. We have an extended takedown lever and slide lock, and your magazine release is also extended, and it's all metal. It does have an aluminum frame, which is typical for your Berettas, and then of course with the steel slide. Front and rear cocking serrations, which is really unique. We have the accessory rail, which comes on the M9 style pistols. Because the Girsan is a full-size pistol, we're going to take this little Olight PL2, pop it on there. I mean, it does not extend past the barrel. I like that. This would make an excellent home defense gun, or, you know, something to take out to the range, or just your full-size firearm for self-defense. But again, concealed carry, it's a little bit large. I know some of you do it, but for me, it's just a little bit too big. And as far as parts compatibility, there are a lot of the Beretta parts that will interchange. I believe the barrel and the locking block will not, but you can look this up online. There's a lot of different resources talking about parts that can fit the Girsan. And one big thing is it does take Beretta magazines. We have straight serrations on the back and on the front. Now, some of the Girsans that I've seen on the EAA website have finger grooves right here. In fact, they show this model with finger grooves, which is very similar to the original Regard. But this one has just the straight serrations that come down. And to be honest with you, I kind of like that a little better. One thing I really love about the Beretta 92 is this. It is so smooth, so slick. And so it definitely is very pointable and shootable at the range. We have a lanyard loop on the back. We have nice visible 3-dot sights. It is adjustable for windage on the back. And the front is also dovetailed in, so you can replace this if you want. And the decocker is ambidextrous, and we have a commander style hammer. One thing about the grip is that it comes up into a somewhat of a beaver tail, so it really protects your hand from any kind of slide bite. And it comes with a 4.9-inch barrel that's not threaded. But now I wanted to bring out my Beretta M9A3. We're going to make sure the gun is unloaded, and it is. Now, one of the things about the M9A3 is that you do have your decocker, but you'll notice it stays in the safe position. So you're not able to fire the handgun. You have to actually lift it up. Now, you can get the G-type safety to replace that, but that is one thing, again, that I just do not like. One thing, though, is that it does have the more straight grip, which to me makes it much more pointable. I love this new grip. Also, this one does have the threaded barrel. And then, of course, the controls are not as extended, the mag release is, and it doesn't have the front serrations that the Regard does. So there's some differences and a lot of similarities between these two pistols. But one thing about the Beretta M9A3 is it is considerably more expensive. Now, this is a double single action pistol, so that means that when we pull the trigger, it does actuate the hammer, as you can see. And it's a long, heavy trigger pull, but it is extremely smooth. We'll go ahead and bring it back. We're going to check the reset right there. So a fairly short reset. Now with single action, which will be subsequent shots, a little bit of take up right here. Nice break. Not super crisp, but not bad. We're going to check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. We're going to try double action first. 7 pounds, 6.6 ounces. Let's try single action. 3 pounds, 13.7 ounces. I want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. All made right here in the USA. 115 grain full metal jacket. It's good ammo, guys. And also we want to thank Lula Loaders for sending loaders to help our thumbs survive. Now down at the range, we shot about 500 rounds through the Regard, and it's just a smooth shooting firearm. One of the things about this open slide design is it keeps from stovepipes occurring, but there were no malfunctions at all. It just was a smooth feeding firearm. Both 18-round magazines were great. The smooth action, the pointability, the recoil impulse on the Beretta 92 design is just smooth, and it was no different with the Regard. In fact, we took it down for 2 different range days, and everyone who shot it just loved it. Sarah Mack, being smaller, really enjoyed shooting it as well. Again, it's just one of those smooth shooting firearms. Then we had Rodney from the NC Hill channel. He and I were just having a big time with it. I mean, it's just smooth, it's fun to shoot. And if you've never shot a Beretta M9, yes, it's a little bit heavier, it's a little bit of a larger pistol, but the US military used it for over 35 years for good reason. And the accuracy was really impressive. Disassembly of the Regard MC. We're going to remove our magazine. Again, check to make sure the gun is unloaded. Right here at the back, you have a little push button. You just push it in, and then you take your lever and you drop it, and the slide just comes right off. No pull of the trigger. Recoil spring and guide rod. It is all metal. And then we have our barrel, which we have our standard locking block, which is very similar to the Beretta. But honestly, guys, the inside, the interior of the firearm is just as nice as the outside. These have been very well made. And this is all that's needed to field strip. But to reassemble, just drop in your barrel. You want to make sure that you get it locked into place. Bring in your recoil spring and guide rod. Bring it back, snap it right here behind the locking block. and then just bring it back on your barrel, and you're done. Actually, you don't have to do anything. Once you put the slide on, just bring it back and it'll go back into place. We're going to hit the decocker, test for function, and we're good to go. Now to wrap things up, some of my thoughts about the Regard MC Gen 4. Excellent Beretta inspired clone, honestly, used by the Turkish military, and so it's going to be a good firearm. They're really making some excellent quality firearms in Turkey. There are a lot of upgrades to this pistol, whether it's the accessory rail, the front slide serrations. I love the G-type safety. The G10 grips are excellent. The window, I like it, and it is a good feature, but if you don't, they have other models that don't have this. It's just a little bit of personal taste. Also, with the 18+1 magazines, and you get 2, that makes it really nice, gives you a high capacity. Smoothness of the action matches the Beretta, to be honest with you, and the price is much lower. And it does have a limited lifetime warranty. And you have support from European American Armory, which has been around for a long time. They import a lot of firearms. So if you have any issues, you should be able to get them through EAA Corp. If you're a big fan of the Beretta 92 design, the Girsan Regard MC Gen 4 is an excellent pistol. And it even has a number of upgrades, which really makes it pretty sweet. And the price comes in very reasonably. I believe I've been seeing these for around just over the $400 range. And so when you're getting into the Berettas, they really up the price. So this to me is a good quality firearm for a much reasonable price. And again, I want to thank European American Armory for sending the Regard for this test and evaluation. Super smooth shooting, very accurate, really quality firearm. And this is also featured on the Get Zone Father's Day gift guide, so go over and check out Get Zone, the Suit Zone. I'll have a link down below in the description. Guys, if you depend on a firearm for self-defense, whether concealed carry or even home defense, having some kind of legal protection is vital. I'm a member of the USCCA. I've been a member for the past 3 years, and it is just peace of mind. You know that someone has your back if you ever get yourself in a tough situation where you have to draw your firearm. If you are carrying concealed, you should definitely have some kind of legal protection. Now, I'll have a link down below in the description to the USCCA membership page. It is an affiliate link, and I know that if anything ever goes down, I have a friend with USCCA. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.
So I can see them Doritos.
Yeah, cookie crumbs, Doritos. When you're fire starting with Doritos.
And you're in your mom's basement.
And here's the fact: everybody wants to look cool, and that's the main thing. And this looks cool.
If you want to look cool, get you a yellow Lula loader.
Lula loader. I like to look tactical. See, you might not want to look tactical.
Common bystander. Tactical operator.
Quit doing that. Having a hard time.
Range is hot.
Not that hot. Range is hot, the gun's not.
There we go. We went in the chamber that time.
And the rains came tumbling down.
Once every time we start shooting, it starts raining.
For sending the Girsan Regard.